Son, where'd you find this?
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late, they cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll tolerate it.
Yo. 1 2 1 2. Peace, blessings, glory, praise, and honor to the most.
Down the Mongo.
Happy Saturday, good people. I hope all is well with you. Shout outs to my poets, writers, content creators. Shout out to my authors. Shout out to the gang that's been in the comment section, man. Sharing y'all thoughts and opinions over the last couple hours. Y'all been turning up. I didn't know that y'all was tapped into that whole situation with Tiana Taylor and Iman, but yeah, I appreciate y'all for giving y'all feedback. I love to hear it. Love to see how people feel about these situations. The work don't stop, you know. I got some more stuff in the tuck. You'll see what I'm talking about here soon. But you see the title. That's the key right there, the title. A lot of y'all probably not familiar with the person. I didn't even know who he was, other than the fact that he was in the NFL. But I did hear about the woman. I heard a little bit about Miss Kaash. And we gotta have a conversation. Now, I did a reaction video to it, but that wasn't enough. I wanted to peel some layers back because for whatever reason, the athletes, the rappers, they keep finding themselves in this same situation over and over and over again. I don't understand it. This is what I'm going to do. I got a clip that I want to play for y'all. And we're going to break this thing down, all right? Do me a solid. Like, share, repost. Let the people know that we are on, all right? Matter of fact, before I even play the clip, let me make sure I share all this out. I need the eyes here. I need the ears here. I need you to listen. I need you to be locked in with what we're about to unpack. Hold on. Y'all good? How is y'all weekend going? You being productive? Let me see. Let's see here. We're going to chop it up. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right, got that one. All right, I'm gonna play this clip, and we're gonna jump straight into the show. All right. Matter of fact, let me bring this up on a big screen real quick.
I've been waiting to make this video because I wanted all the information to come about the Josh Jacobs situation before I spoke on it. It looks like we've gotten all the news up until this point that we're going to get. So what we know right now is that Josh Jacobs has been released from jail, but that does not mean anything. They just didn't have enough evidence right now to convict him. And they actually did put out a statement that they believe there is more evidence out there that could impact whether he is convicted or not. So again, that could be information or evidence against him, or evidence or information that could possibly help Josh Jacobs. What I will say is I do not condone domestic abuse, domestic violence. If Josh Jacobs did do this, he absolutely deserves to be in jail, but he is innocent until proven guilty. Nobody out there right now has any idea except for Josh Jacobs and the victim. A neighbor did call in saying that they did think their neighbor had gotten abused. So, it's a bad situation. This is a guy who's considered a leader on this football team, one of the nicest players in the locker room, and you just never know. You never know what people are like behind closed doors. Obviously, praying for the victim, praying for Josh Jacobs. Now, from a football standpoint, there is a very good chance, no matter whether Josh Jacobs is convicted or not, that he is cut. The Packers do not play around with this type of stuff. So there's a very good chance he's played his last snap in Green Bay. Now, where do the Packers go from there? Marshawn Lloyd is your backup running back. He's played one game in 2 years. Now, we've seen the clips from practice. He's so fast, so twitchy. If he ever actually gets on the field, he's going to be a very good running back. But that can't be your only option going into the season with Chris Brooks being behind him. I saw Adam Schefter throw out the idea of Green Bay trading a 5th-round pick to Seattle to get Emmanuel Wilson back in Green Bay. I mean, I would not mind that whatsoever. There's a couple of guys in Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, Antonio Gibson out on the open market. I'd probably pass on those guys, but man, this absolutely sucks, and it's coming at a horrible time because we're in the middle of the offseason, and this is all anyone's going to think about when anyone talks about the Green Bay Packers. So, yeah, this sucks. I've been
Here we go again. All I can do is shake my head at this shit. Because for the love of me, I know the answer. I just can't accept the answer. Just like I'm consistently just rejecting it. How do you keep on finding yourself in a situation with these specific type of women? I don't understand the shit at all. I see you in the studio, you cammed up, I'll bring you up. What's up?
What's going on, man? It's the weekend. We back at it. Main event Saturday.
Yeah, I'm never not at it, bro.
Yeah,
What's the word, though?
You the hardest working man in showbiz.
Well, I'm trying.
Yeah, just
It
keep,
don't.
just keep, just keep going, bro.
People like this don't make it difficult though. They always give you content. I don't know what you saw. I don't know if you heard any of it. I don't know if you watched the video or the one
Yeah,
that I.
I'm familiar. I am familiar with Josh Jacobs. He's a hell of a football player, running back. Came from the Raiders, went to Green Bay. You know, he's a pretty decent back, man. And I'm gonna say up to this point, to this story broke out with Ash Cash. Uh, he's been his courage have been all right with me. Like, I didn't hear anything weird about him, or yeah, I didn't hear anything. This came kind of like out the blue, because yeah, he's been a pretty good a good decent player, man, since he's been in the league, and he actually been in the league. I think maybe 8 years or so. He's been in the league for a while.
I missed that last part. I heard you say, you didn't really hear nothing bad about him. I didn't know who he was until this. But the truth be told, if there was any drama surrounding his name, I definitely would have known sooner. Because anything that a artist or athlete does, especially if it got anything to do with abuse, is going to be on social media. So when I saw the clip, first of all, this is just one of thousands of them. But when I saw the first clip, I said, here we go again. Here we go again. Allegations. Another person about to get cut off from their financial uh, income. Another career possibly going down the drain. Uh, it's like a stereotype that really isn't a stereotype no more at this point. Because every time you think of a stereotype, you think it's just some made up shit that people use as an excuse to affix something negative to a group of people. But if I keep on seeing football players and NBA players dealing with the same archetype of women and it be the same crimes over and over and over again, is it really a stereotype? Or is it just the truth? I just shake my head. I'm disappointed. I'm not really disappointed. I'm more embarrassed, a little irritated because niggas like this, y'all get opportunities that most people won't ever get. Y'all always fuck it up. Always fuck it up. And I don't know if he's guilty or not. I'm going off the assumption that he's innocent until proven guilty. But it's the fact that you even in this situation in the first place.
Yeah, it's a tough situation for him. I'm gonna say. I think it's a real negative situation for sure. And what I'm gonna say on it, man, is you got to be careful with the company you keep. Now, from an athlete standpoint, the man is making nice money. He's a great player. I think if you get a certain amount of yards as a running back, you get a bonus, some bonus money. So like I say, before this, to me, Josh Jacobs been keeping his nose clean. I didn't really, hear nothing negative on his camp from his side. But what you gotta understand is even with these allegations on him, is that Biggie said it best, man, more money, more problems. And when you got that bag, you got a target on your back, you know what I'm saying? You're an athlete. We talk about rappers too. This definitely ain't our first conversation with women trying to take men down. Now, the whole thing is the motive. And this particular woman here that they said that he's, with these allegations, assault and battery and the strangle, the choke out, or whatever they said, we got to look at that. We got to take a good look at her track record. And from what I heard, it ain't really looking too good from her. So I do gotta knock Josh Jacobs in the way of he chose to be around this woman. He chose to date a woman like that with a background like hers. Yeah, she already had a previous relationship with an NBA player coming in the league and drained him dry like a bean. Took all his financials, and Josh Jacobs looked at something like that as being attractive. So I'm gonna knock him for that point right there. But with this whole situation, these allegations, that's all they are, they allegations. And I'm with you with that. Is he's innocent to proven guilty. We already been through this with Shannon Sharp. You see what happened with his situation where he had all them shows and it was allegations at first, just like this situation. And then it came out that, they had evidence. Once the evidence was presented, what did ESPN do to his ass? They burned him. He ain't been on there since. Because they got to protect the image of the brand. Like the NFL is a brand. The Green Bay Packers are a team. They're a brand. They can't associate, negative allegations to they, because that's going to put more eyeballs on them, more negative attention to the team. That's a distraction with this is. So from that standpoint, yeah, Josh Jacobs might got to be released, man. Like he said, until proven innocent, man, he can't play. He ain't the first athlete that had to go through something like this, but it's a trend. It's the situation that he got himself in. You know what I mean? Got it.
He won't be the first or the last. Tank Davis, Tyreek Hill. Shit. There's a couple more names that I want to add on to that list. I can't even think of them, but I've covered.
Ant-Man, got to put Ant-Man on there.
Yeah, there, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My man PJ Washington, man. Got the baby out of him, drained him like a bean. Basketball player, he can't even focus on the court no more. That stuff ruined your life, man.
I don't understand. Man, I'm not. Let me stop saying I don't understand it. These niggas is just horny, bro. They horny. That body count shit don't matter to a nigga who just want to get their nut off. A lot of these dudes just want to get their nut off, man. So they don't really look at those red flags and take them serious. I guess because they probably feel like, well, shit, I got enough money and influence and power where I can make this shit go away. or you just think that you're exclusive to accountability. Like that shit don't matter to you whatsoever. It only happens to subhumans or some shit. But this happened like niggas, man, would rather take one for the team or rub one out on a joint, regardless if they got a bad history, than to get an escort or meet somebody that actually has qualities that would make a person a wife or whatever. That's why so many motherfuckers out here got diseases and all type of shit now, because they don't care that this chick done slept with 80 people, 50 people. All you see is, oh, well, this is Ash Cash. This is such and such. She got a nice body and she probably is easy to, do. So I'll worry about all the bad shit afterwards. Right now, she's cruising and I'm cruising. So, and it's the same cycle over and over and over again. Like these niggas don't never learn. So if he do get cut, that's on him. Shannon Sharp's still doing his thing, but it ain't gonna ever be the same. I didn't think that he was going to be done afterwards. I don't think a lot of them folks are going to be completely ruined afterwards, but to risk your livelihood off some box, especially used box like that, nah. I'm not willing to gamble like that. When does it stop? When do we get to a point where our purpose and our focus on our calling supersedes love, desire? Because honestly, I'm just befuddled at every time I click. I see this shit, and then it's like, all right, y'all got to be just trolling me now at this point. Cause there ain't no fucking way that these dudes can be that stupid to keep on repeating the same shit over and over and over again.
And then you got to look at somebody like Clay Thompson, man. The situation with him and Meg. See, the way I see it, man, it's all good if you keeping it P and both of y'all on the same page with this stuff. You said there's a lot of used box out here going around, getting auctioned off and all that, and then going to the highest bidder. I get that. I get that. My thing is when you do what Clay Thompson did, though, and you take that used box off the market, it changes the perspective of everything. That's something that he shouldn't have never did. And it came out, because everybody know they still at it. Anybody on social media, they know they still at it. That he had to stop the relationship due to her admitting that she had 40 bodies in a year. That's enough. That's enough right there. There's no way that all that time, with the family and all that time with the family, all the, the dinners and all of that she was doing meant anything. 40 bodies? That's crazy work. And I mean, and then if you look at the aftermath, you can probably see it heading that way. She was back outside like raindrops. She was back outside like raindrops. So we ain't gonna do that. And going back to Josh Jacobs with this, he made a choice. So he gotta stand on the choice he made, man. And the choice he made was to try Ash Cash out, man. Maybe it'll be different for me, man. Maybe we can kind of, because I think he even stated that she might be the one. Yeah, the one to put your ass in jail. You might be going to jail, Mr. Jacobs. Your career. This is what they don't understand. Your career is on the line. You're not gonna play with Green Bay no more. And then if it come out, you're not going to probably be in the league anymore. And you're talented. That's sad as shit. You're a real talented player, and you're not going to get on another team due to these allegations. Also, reason being, you got to go to the track record. Let's go back to another running back with these same allegations, Ray Rice. If anybody remember that story, knocked his girlfriend out on the elevator. Video surfaced all over ESPN airwaves, all over social media airwaves. And what happened to his ass? Where did his ass work after that? It got so bad with that name right there that he had to come and make videos, about domestic violence, so he can get some credit back. Once you get that shame on your name, it's on you. It's a stain. Yeah, you can play football and all that, but if these allegations are true, you a horrible ass person, Josh Jacobs. Your character is fucked up if this come out. And you can't get that back. Yeah, you might can play football, but you can't get that back. You're done if this come out. Ask Ray Rice. And he was a nice player too. What happened to his career? You punched her slam in the face, all on the camera. Everybody talked about the Diddy. You see how he kicked Cassie. This stuff been happening a lot. You put your hands on females. If it come out that he did that, he done. He burnt. His career done. The money gone. And I heard you say some people recover and all of that. And everybody don't come back from this shit. Not everybody don't. You go down through there hard enough, you don't get back to your status. You don't come back. So he need to get him some nice lawyers. I think he's doing that. And get ready to fight, man, because you fighting for your career at this point. Got it?
Nigga, he fighting just to have employment afterwards. He'll be lucky if he get to work at McDonald's. Shit. The only difference between him and Ray Rice was that shit was on video. Hell, Chris Brown is still facing backlash for that shit. That he ain't escaped that.
He did a little better. I give Chris Brown some credit. It's a hell of an effort to change his character. But like I said, once you do something like that and videos come out and they got evidence, and you put marks on somebody, man, yeah, bro, your respect and all that, man. That stuff gonna be questioned.
And all of this over what? A billion women on this planet, but you want that one. Like it ain't plenty other ones out there. You just gotta have this one right here. So my thing is, all right, what do all these women have in common? They're unattainable by the regular people. They're on TV. They all proclaim to be influencers and models. They all have the Jezebel spirit. All of them been passed around. All of them display the same characteristics over and over again. It's never different. The same trap. It's just at this point, if you don't see it, I don't know what the hell. Ray Charles could see this shit. The writing always on the wall. You can tell when the woman is of chaos based on a couple of things: her social media, how she dresses, and how she conducts herself. Tell you everything you need to know. And the fact that y'all be looking at them like, I don't know, they're disposable, or you think they less of humans because they OnlyFans models or IG models, or you think that because you can get these type of females because the regular and average dude can't get them, that gives you brownie points or bragging rights. It really don't make you look any better than the next person who is going out here at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning and pulling up on some cutty, offering them $50 to go on a side street and get it in. Ain't no better. No. So let me ask you a question: is it a trophy thing? Is it a bragging right thing? Is it a male ego thing? I can say, well, I'm the top of the food chain. I get to sleep with Holly Berry. You didn't, so that makes me a better man than you. Or I got to sleep with Cardi B. That makes me top tier. That makes me better than you because I did something that you couldn't do. I really want you to think about that because women compete with women in certain areas, even though they're going to say they don't. So, is it far off to say that men compete with other men about the quality of or the type of woman that they have on their arm?
I mean, to me, I think the only bragging rights, bro, is that the man can find a woman that you know that ain't going like that. That you can be proud to put on your arm. I mean, other than that, what are you bragging about? Because she been ran through. She was already somebody's before you got her. She's been tossed. So you're not really it's a valuable with that. So you're not really getting A1. Yeah, Cardi B might be famous, but come on. You really want that for 24/7? The answer is hell no. So I mean, you got to look at it from that standpoint. I think a lot of these athletes and rappers have a certain personality, and they're all trying to, be in it together with that. But it's a rule. You don't do that. And Josh Jacobs broke a rule. He shouldn't have did what he did, man. And now, cause let's face it, even if this stuff true, the one thing we do know is that Ash Cash already had a history, and she already had a track record bringing it to him. Now her name was already been dragged. Now you gonna pull my man down, and he took the bait. You feel me? He took the bait. So by him taking the bait, now he got to defend his name, his honor, and all that in his life. Shout out to Travis Hunter. We got to learn from people, good people. This ain't the first time, and like you said, it won't be the last. You got to learn. Ice Spice did something to an athlete. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got to pay attention out here, man. We got to pay attention because it's costly. This is costly. This is real costly. And I think he just got a big bag too. Trying to think what year it was. It might be a year or two, but he just got a big contract. And going to going back to that track record from Ash Cash, that's most likely what they looking at. They don't really once you get all them bodies, going back to Meg and all that, it's over. You're done. 40 in a year, there's no way that they see you after that. They see what you got, man. They see that bag. Josh Jacobs is the next athlete to her that has a decent bag, and she wanted to be a part of it, just like she did that young player in the NBA. She was a part of his money. That's how it go. They want these relationships too. It ain't one sided. They're looking. They like these are athletes. They're strolling. They they trying to find the next one. Like the search don't stop, bro. The problem is the athlete got to know that, you know what I'm saying, what this is, and don't think nothing different. And if you think something different, you're gonna have all them cases like the people we just named. That's it, and that's all.
Catching feelings for industry cheeks is crazy as shit. Wasn't you not too long ago saying how, Offset wouldn't be who he was without Cardi? But then it's like, all right, well, what are we really talking about here? Are we talking about, is she something worth bragging about having? Because in the same breath, you just said here that she's not really the prize at all. She's not the only thing that you can make an argument for is that, well, she might financially be more well off than he is, but in terms of things that matter to a man who wants a quality spouse, she's low ranking.
Yeah. So with the Cardi B situation, what I was touching on with that is her fame, bro. Like she's way like to me, she's more famous than Offset. She's more popping than Offset, and she pretty much kept him relevant as much as the Amigos did. Now he married her. He did marry her and stuff like that. But I think her value decrease just like any other woman. You know what I'm saying? Like Meg, when you throw them bodies on her, if she got 100 bodies, it's over. There's no way. There's no way that she can. You know what I'm saying? Be all she can be to him, or be all she can be to somebody else. Now, I will say on Cardi B's behalf that I think at one point she was that one at one point. You know what I'm saying? But after that track record and that history, and yeah, that's over with. You're not that person no more. I'm gonna say she probably was at one point, but I don't see it no more. I don't see that. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And that's really for any lady, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody that's what separates this stuff. You supposed to look for stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Not the appeal all the time.
If you're a wealthy man in the industry or in any type of sports arena, and you spend your entire life fishing from this dating pool, you know the risk. And if I'm not mistaken, you got people that's warning you. Don't do that. Don't go there. It's temporary. Don't play around with that. But yet and still, somehow, some way, y'all end up doing it. And I'm just wondering, like, how the hell can you be so wealthy, so disciplined in the sport, but be so fucking clueless when it comes to dealing with the opposite gender? You can redeem yourself the older you get. We all have a past, and we've all slept around. Are you willing to make those adjustments to become the type of person that you need to be? Yes. Is that something that a lot of people are going to do? Probably not. So your dating pool has nothing to do with the CVS worker, the McDonald's drive-through worker. Y'all orbit around IG models, Twitter freaks, magazine runway models, rappers. That's where y'all kind of pick and choose from your place of indulging. Name me one time in history where a man has dealt with somebody from that pool and that woman's celebrity did anything to enhance the other person's life. More than her body count, her past, and her history. That go for anybody. If you can name me one couple or one smash and pass of a rapper or football player that just happened to go sleep with some random chick on IG who claimed to influence the world, and it made him a bigger star or it made him more respected in the culture because of who she was, please enlighten me. Because the point that I'm trying to make is based off of what I've seen, Josh Jacobs is a fucking fool. Naive. He allowed vagina to cloud his judgment. Whether or not he's innocent or not is irrelevant at this point. It's just for me the idea that you're even in this situation. It tells me that you have no level of discernment or skill with vetting the opposite gender for whatever you want, whether it's just sex or it's for something serious. You got
See, that's what I think. That's where he made his big mistake in this situation because, like he touched on in the beginning of that, he was warned. He was warned about that chick. And when one of your mans or somebody warn you about somebody, man, that ultimately mean that person, that woman, got a past, and the past is bad, and they don't want you to fall on the glue trap like the last man did. That's what that means. That's what that warning means. And when you don't take heed, you see what I'm saying? When you don't take heed to the warning, that's stupidity, bro. That's stupidity, and on top of that, you wanted to take her. He wanted to take her serious. I think that's where the L came in at. That's where the big Elroy Jetson came in, because how could you take that serious with that history, man? With that count, that count is up there. I just don't. I don't understand it from that angle. Um, if she was just something to do, but yeah, you don't got a dog in the fight. If you think that this is going to turn out great for you, then you need this anvil put on your head. That's all I'm gonna say. You need that anvil to come down on you hard, and hopefully this teach him a good lesson. Because the only way, like you said, the only way you really get up in these glue traps like that is if you don't really have a lot of experience with the opposite sex, man. That go back to being green and naive, and like how we was talking about with the thing we did with Travis Hunter, man, with that bag. Naive, man. But once you and and don't get it twisted, everybody was young and dumb and full of what. So everybody already been down that path before. That's everybody been down that path when you're young. So I get it from that standpoint. I get it, but at some point, like you touched on, you do have to mature and you have to learn what not to do. You got to cut that off at some point. And if somebody's tapping you on your shoulder, warning you about somebody, evidently they know something. So what happened in that situation with Josh Jacobs? Josh Jacobs was warned. Josh Jacobs did not listen to the warning. He proceeded with no caution, and here come that accident. So Josh Jacobs, man, I hope it worked out in court, man. But that let that be a lesson, because a lot of these brothers didn't get no warning. So you could have yield, you could have hit a U-turn, you could have, you kept going. What more can I say?
Stephon Diggs ass barely got out of the shit that he was in. He lucky as hell. Like lucky. Like my nigga, you was about to be done. If they didn't have the proof that they had, it was over.
And Stephon Diggs, he like the he like the NFL's future.
Man, what?
He the future of the
Knew you'd say that.
NFL.
Tell me you did not just say that.
He doing this thing though. Stephon Diggs doing this thing, man. He getting around town, man. And it's just like I said before, it's just at some point, you gotta cut that off, man. Uh and another thing, I mean, you can't just keep having, babies out here either, man. You moving like this, why do that? You supposed to be
Nah,
known for catching touchdown passes. You know what I'm saying? But you more known for this than your actual career. That's a
nah,
stain.
these niggas is hard headed, bro. They hard headed. How do you control or put a cap on somebody who pretty much has everything? Like, nigga, we in situations where we're limited to how much we can do. They don't have the same limitations.
I mean, I get it. I get the money part and all that, but that money don't really mean too much of shit without guidance. Cause you can have it all and lose it all. Keep doing this shit with all these baby mothers and keep going to court and all that and see where you be playing at. You're gonna be paying out the ass. So if you ain't gonna make your career the number one and all that, and you wanna do this, then yeah, you're gonna be out the game.
I guarantee you before this year out, there's going to be at least 3 or 4 more. Watch 3 or 4 more stories similar to this. Because at this point, the message shouldn't even just be to tell these dudes to go in there with an NDA. The message really should be find you a wife and get out these streets because there's nothing out here. Having fun with these people is not worth what comes with that shit. It never is. You better off finding you something stable and keeping your ass in the house.
That's true. But going back to your point, with you said there's a lot of players that's still not learning. They're not learning. They keep getting caught on the glue trap, stuck and crying about it. Got caught with that cheese again. And they're not learning. But if you look around and you observe the people that's on that trap, I got a question. How many of them people, them players that get caught up with these 304s, how many of them got a father that's kicking game to them, putting them on point? Most of these situations, like Stephon Diggs, his father wasn't right there on camera. He was with his mom most majority of the time. So what you got to understand is a lot of these dudes, athletes, yeah, they're athletes and all of that, but their characteristics, man, they get that slam from a woman. You get cases like this because of that. They move like that. They move that way because they lack that male influence. They don't have that. So they get the wrong idea. Let me do it this way. and you get caught up. Like you said earlier in the stream. I think I'm the man because I slept with Holly Berry and you didn't. 304 action. Let me get these bodies racked up. You know what I'm saying? I called him the NFL future. Get these bodies racked up. So we gotta keep that in mind that, yeah, they getting caught up, yeah, they getting in trouble and all of that. But when you young and you got a lot of money, man, with no guidance, man, you ain't really all that valuable as it look. You not. Because as an old saying goes, a fool and his money will depart from each other. It will be a divorce there. So we gotta make sure, we focus on that going forward. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can have your mission and all of that, but until somebody mature, that's what I was gonna ask you too. What's the cutoff age to doing dumb shit? Because if you got a contract and you got a future and you young, what's the cutoff age? Yeah, you can everybody get a pass. We got a pass. But when do you cut the shit off? You can't be 30, pushing 40, still doing minor shit. It gotta be a cutoff. And if you don't have the support and the wisdom to know when to cut it off, you how many slaps on the wrist you gonna get? You know what I'm saying? Your life will be over if you keep doing that shit. That's my point.
Well, on that note, it's all subjective because everybody grow and mature at different levels at different ages. If it was one of those stationary situations where we all was like, at the age of 18 or 21, you have common sense completely, the world probably would be different. But hell, there are 10-year-olds that got more common sense than some of those. So, I mean, take that for what it's worth. My only advice: learn from the mistakes of others. Don't be the one who has to be the example in order to figure out where things went wrong. I hope everything work out. I hope he learned from it, because I know I can't. It just came to me and I forgot it. Came and went. Y'all ain't gonna stop. Y'all don't care. Y'all gonna keep doing this shit. It is what it is. Whatever. Shout outs. That's all I'm gonna say. Shout outs, my nigga. Man. Blessings to everybody. Shout outs to you. Shout outs to the people that pulled up. Ash Cash and women like you, I hope y'all understand that what you doing, it ain't cute. It ain't woman like. It's not feminine. It's not none of this prissy shit that they be trying to make it seem like it is. It's trashy. It make you look horrible. Be better. Be better. That's all I'm gonna say.
And see, Ash Cash she got issues too. She's a straight predator. She's a predator, bro. She know her intentions is to drain people. So that was her intentions. And now he's in a situation where, she can, take from him. And that's what she's attempting to do. We got to be smarter. We supposed to be the head. But Ash Cash definitely have daddy issues for her to even look at men like that way. And these athletes also suffer the same consequences as she do. Because if they had what they supposed to have, they wouldn't even look at that direction. Only thing I'm gonna put on it, and we can close this out, is get somebody on your level and moving at the same frequency as you, because it's not gonna work. If you high frequency and somebody low, they're gonna bring you to the low part, and that's where you end up. So get somebody moving your direction and you'll be all right. Stay away from the peasants.
With that being said, y'all have a blessed evening. I'm going back into the lab. I'll see y'all Monday. Be easy. Do me a solid before y'all go.
What's the goddamn button?
Peace.
Game 7. Roman Empire. Don't forget.